Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest is just days away from the Tampa Pro, where he will be on stage as one of the top 212 men. Please welcome from Nashville, Tennessee, Dectric, Bo Lewis. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Ron?
I'm doing well. I'm not dieting like you, so I'm doing great. But you're looking fantastic, guy. Let me just say that right up front.
I appreciate it.
Win, lose, or draw, I've been following all these guys, and you are most improved. I'm going to throw up some pictures because your coach, Andrew Vu, just posted some pictures. It was like a before and after side chest, and I thought there was at least a year difference between them, but it was only January to now, so 6 months. Wow. Yeah, like a year ago, I remember your shoulders needed to come up. Your hamstrings were very mediocre at best. And I've never seen someone improve their hamstrings that much in half a year like you just did. So you'll have to give us your ham training secrets shortly. But first of all I know about you is the competition record. I've only known about you for a couple of years now. So let's get some background on you. You're originally from Nashville?
No, I'm from Memphis. I just moved up in Nashville like 2015 just to do bodybuilding.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because bodybuilding at that time. It wasn't big in Memphis, and if you want to get into bodybuilding, you just got to go somewhere else. So I came up to Nashville to get started.
Yeah. Did you go there just to train at that gym, Carbon Culture, or is there another gym up there?
Now I started off at like a community gym, but then I went to another gym called Competitive Edge, and went from there to Fitness 1440 and Carbon Culture.
Yeah, Carbon Culture USA, everybody. That is owned by Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry. And in September, are you going to go to the new? There's a big, huge second location that Brandon's opening up in Murfreesboro. Are you going to be going there?
Yeah, I'll be there when it open and before it open.
Right on. Okay, so let's get background. How did you get into all this? First of all, what other athletic pursuits? What other sports did you play as a younger guy?
When I was young, I played basketball. I played football. I played soccer for about a year. And I played softball or baseball. That was the sport I was really good at, baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
How good were you?
Like I was good enough to where, put it like this, when I get on at the bat, I'm getting walked at least 40 to 50% of the time. Because if I make contact, then you can kiss goodbye.
Did you get recruited for minor leagues or anything like that?
No, I kind of switched because I fell in love with the basketball game. I grew up in a basketball family. All my uncles and aunties, they played basketball. Some played baseball, but I kind of grew up a little bit and fell in love with basketball. And I stuck with basketball better than where I should have stuck with baseball if I know what I know now.
Yeah. Because how tall are you? About 5'8", 5'9"?
No, I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'6", almost 5'7", like that one little notch right there from 5'7".
Yeah.
So I say 5'6".
So you must have been pretty fast and pretty good at jumping if you were able to be competitive at basketball with the average basketball player even in high school is like 6 foot, 6'2".
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people wouldn't believe me, but being my height, I still can dunk to this day.
I believe you. No, I believe you.
And I still can dunk. But
Wow.
I always played physical. Growing up with uncles like that and the guys where I was at, we was always physical. So that's how my game used to be.
Yeah. Was it like I just interviewed George DeBull, and that's where he got his nickname, was bullying people around on the court. Was that the Dennis Rodman style of play? Is that similar to how you were on the field, on the court? Field.
Yeah, I was like a madman out there. I was a point guard, but I can rebound with the best on the basketball court because I used to jump and I always been at the side, so I can take a lot and I can dish out a lot.
Yeah.
But football was another story.
Yeah.
Put it like this: a younger Jerome Buss was me, but a little faster.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think you were better at football or baseball?
Baseball, no, hands down.
Yeah. Man, it's too bad you didn't end up in the major leagues. That money is disgusting that these guys make. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I can hit on both sides of the plate.
Yeah,
I can
wow.
throw for a long distance with my left hand. I can throw short. If I play inside, like shortstop or something, I can throw with my right.
Hmm. Wow.
So,
So when did you start doing weight training for sports, or was it after you'd finished all those other sports?
no, I started weight training a long time ago when I was probably about 10 years old, growing up being the only child on my mama's side.
Hmm.
And, going over to my uncle and them house and stuff like that. And they used to always tell me, boy, go in the back room. And my uncle had a weight set back there. I didn't know nothing about no weights and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I went back there one day and I laid on the bench. I can't tell you how much weight it was, but I know I just got up on there and I just started pressing for a minute. And my chest got a little tight. So I ran in there and I was probably about 19 years old. I went in there and showed my mom. She was like, my son got a chest. And after that, I came up in the time where the Credible Hulk used to come on TV every day around about 3 o'clock, 3:30.
Mm,
So I'm running home from school to see that. And when I seen the Credible Hulk, I wanted muscles.
yeah. It's funny. There's a lot of, you know, people will always say Arnold movies or the Hulk. It's usually one of those two things. And the
Hmm.
Hulk, yeah, we got to give Lou Ferrigno some credit because I talked to so many guys that they say when I saw Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk on that show with the most muscles and everything, that was it. I said I got to get big. I got to be a bodybuilder. But
Yeah.
where was your uncle? He was just letting this 9-year-old kid run wild with a weight set without any instruction.
You know how the grown ups feel. They in the other room. They used to be in
Yeah,
there doing their thing, and I'm being on the chair, going back there, go watch TV, go do something. But ain't no kids up here, so that's what I used to be.
yeah.
And it
So
was that way for a minute, for a long time.
yeah. So did you stick with it? Did you keep hitting the weights at home for a while?
Yeah, I kept hitting them at home. Growing up then, like my birthday come around or Christmas come around, they used to think something was wrong with me because they always ask me, what you want for Christmas? I used to always say weights. Now, back then, weights was to us
Yeah,
was the concrete weight with the plastic, with the little, you get the vice grips or something, you can
yeah,
screw it on.
yeah,
See, that was weights to us. We had the bar with the plastic on it. See, a lot of people don't know nothing about that.
yeah.
That's what I used to lift back then.
That's right. You needed a wrench just to change the weights back then. People
Yeah.
don't remember.
It
So
had a screw in it, really.
yeah, no, absolutely. Believe me, I remember. I'm older than you. So where did you go from there? When did you start, knowing how to do the whole body and everything? How did that all happen?
When I got to, we ended up, my family ended up moving to another area, and I got to junior high, and one of my guys, one of my basketball teammates, told me, he said, "Man, you need to come to the gym with me. Come talk to my coach." I was a teenager, so I went down there at the YMCA by the University of Memphis. Matter of fact,
Hmm.
so I go down there, and the guy he looked at me like, "You can be a champion one day." I'm like, I don't understand what this dude talking about. So he put me on the bench, and the way I looked back then, I was stocky.
Yeah.
But he put me on the bench. I benched 135,
Hmm.
and he put 225 on there. I couldn't move it, and that was when I couldn't move that, it got to me. So
Hmm.
I really started getting into it then.
So it was like 13, 14 years old, junior
Yeah,
high,
about
middle school.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know 30-year-old guys that can't bench 225, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. But so from there you were doing weights at the Y and everything. When did you find out about like bodybuilding and stuff? Because you didn't start. First of all, I got to ask you. You had a hell of a run. 2018 was the year I found out about you. You won the junior nationals, light heavyweight and overall. You won the Team Universe over 35 light heavy and overall, over 40 light heavy and overall. You just swept a bunch of shows that year. But had you competed before that, or was that your first time ever competing?
No, I competed before that. I did like the volunteer state was my first show. I started in January, no, February of 2017. I
Oh,
was
okay.
250 pounds.
Jeez.
So my coach, he was like, "Hey, come on, we're gonna do a show in June." So I'm like, June? He was like, "We're gonna be like 180 something." I said, I laughed at him. I'm 250 pounds. I ain't never been 180 something, I don't think.
Yeah.
So we got to work, and then from February to June, I went down from 250 to like 185.
Wow.
I did the volunteer state. I won the overall in that Then I went like to the state show in July. I won in 2 classes in there, but I lost the overall.
Hmm.
But then I went to the flex. Well, I did the state show as a middleweight.
Yeah.
I never do. That's a weight I'd never see again. 176 pounds.
Yeah.
Then I went back up to a light heavyweight for the Flex Lewis class in 2017. I won that show. And after that, that's when I went to junior nationals.
Right. So, you started competing at like around 40. How old are you now?
I'm 42.
Okay. So yeah, you started competing right at like 39, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
39.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you must have had a really good physique for many, many years. How come you never competed until your late 30s?
I didn't really know much about bodybuilding. I'm thinking you just got to win some shows and you turn pro.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I got a lot of old magazines. I'm talking about old magazines that I kept over the years. And I used to look at them. So I'm like, okay, win a show, you turn pro.
Yeah.
It wasn't that simple, though, you know.
Well, I think back then it was. I mean, if you had magazines from like 70s and 80s, it was different system. It was much, much different back then. I think in the 70s there were probably like 10 pros in the whole world, maybe 20 at the most. Now
Yeah.
I think every hour 20 people turn pro somewhere
Yeah,
these
you
days.
can get a pro car easily these days, seem like now.
Well, let's not say easily, but some divisions for sure. So,
Yeah.
you know, had you been a fan, had you been following bodybuilding for all those years long before you competed?
Yeah, I was following bodybuilding back when they put it on ESPN.
Mm,
You
yeah.
remember when back in the day we had them little cable boxes that you
Yeah.
used to have to slide side by side when they had ESPN on it? I was
Yep.
following bodybuilding back then
Yeah. Wow.
when the muscle books was like $4.25.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I go to the store, I was getting a muscle book.
Yeah. Was there any particular bodybuilders who really inspired you back in the old days?
Yeah, my favorite bodybuilder back then, I'm going to tell you, when I first seen him, my eyes lit up. Kevin Levrone,
Mm,
my
yes.
eyes lit up when I seen him. Because he had to me, he was flawless.
Right.
He had the small waist, legs go with his upper body, shoulders big, nice arms, chest thick, and his condition. When I seen him, man, listen here, he was flawless.
Yeah. I mean, definitely someone who should have had at least one Olympia title.
Yeah,
Him, Sean Ray, and Flex Wheeler, those three guys to this day, because I watched them through almost pretty much their whole pro careers. And it still to this day boggles me that none of those men ever won the Mr. Olympia. They were each one of those. Kevin, Flex Wheeler, come on. Flex never won an Olympia? Ridiculous. But
Flex had the best. Flex probably was the closest thing to being perfect out of any bodybuilding there. I ain't knocking nobody, but any bodybuilders like you or coming up from the 80s and 90s, if you know bodybuilder, Flex had got the most perfect body there was, hand down.
yeah, no, I don't think too many people could really argue that. He looked like a sculpture. It didn't look like a real person. It looked like something an artist had made. You know, just
Yeah.
just the shape and everything. But so you had all those influences, but you waited so long to compete. When you finally did, you have people all those years saying, "Bo, you got to compete, man. You're awesome. You could be a really good pro." Did you have people in your ear for years and years before you finally did it?
Yeah, but at the time, see, I was doing powerlifting. So I was going around for a little bit. I went to Kentucky for a while. I won bench press contests and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I thought I always considered myself as a bodybuilder, but I never I ate like a power lifter.
Which
But when
is,
I finally got a chance, so that's what I did. I used to eat like maybe 8, 9 times a day.
ooh, wow. Like real food, solid meals, 8, 9 meals a day.
I ain't gonna say that. I might eat at home about 2 times. The rest of the time, I'm at a restaurant somewhere.
No, but
Double
still, but that's,
cheeseburgers and fries, and
yeah,
yeah,
but you're not, those are meals. I mean, some people say I eat 9 times a day, and that's like 4 shakes and 5 meals, but this was 8 or 9 actual meals.
yeah.
Wow.
I used to drink shake back then, but I wouldn't count that as my meal. I always knew you can't never use a shake as a meal replacement because a protein shake is not a meal replacement.
Mm.
You got to get that food in you.
So that's why you were 250 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I was eating, man.
Well, there's a lot of guys out there who they love to hear about the numbers. So what were some of your best lifts as a power lifter?
Let me see, my best lift, like my squat, like 795. I mean, not 795, 765
Oh,
for a
okay.
squat. My deadlift, probably about the same. My bench, I ain't getting no higher than like 525 on bench.
I mean, those are pretty great numbers. I don't care what
Yeah,
anybody says, you know.
but I can put 245s on the east side of the for 2 1/4 for like curl for like a set of six.
Hmm. Wow. And this is all weighing, or did you power lift in the 242 class or a lighter class in that?
No, I was in a lighter class then.
Oh, okay. So when you finally decided to compete, or when did you, what made you actually decide it's time now? I really am going to do this. I'm going to get up there in the trunks and hit the poses and finally do it after all these years.
I went to the gym one day and the guy looked at me. He was like, "Man, is you pro?"
Mm,
I'm like, "Huh?" He like, "Man, is you a pro bodybuilder?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Man, you need to do it."
mm,
I was at a gym in Nashville in Rivergate. I can't even remember the name of the gym. It's closed down now.
yeah.
And when the guy said that, he was like, "Man, you probably want to look into competing."
Mm,
So when he said that, it kind of like, okay. Then a lot of people start asking me, "Do you compete? Do you compete?" So I was like, "Yeah, let me go and get this shot, see what I can do with this."
mm. Yeah, and you did very well, obviously. When you started competing, did people immediately say, "Ma, you got to keep going. You got to do the nationals or the master. You got to do this or that." Did people automatically spot your potential?
Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna tell you, Deshaun Glass. He was one of the guys. He was like, "Hey man, keep going, take control of the stage, keep going." My coach, Dwayne Hampton, he was saying the same thing. He was like, "Man, you gonna make it."
Yeah.
So that's when I really, I let me take this serious because everybody's saying one thing, but me, I'm looking at myself. I can't see what they see,
Mm,
but that's when I said, "Let me go and put my foot down and go and get started with this here."
wow. I forgot to ask, but let's tell everybody now where the nickname come from, Bo.
Bo come from back in the day. Well, it was two nicknames. It was either Rocky or Rambo. Some of the old school guys was calling me Rambo. Some of the young ones called me Rocky. But like I was telling them, man, it's the same name, but Rambo ended up being the name that stuck with me. That's the name on my back. I got tattooed, but
Oh, okay.
it went from Rambo to now just short Bo.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Rambo would be a kind of a silly nickname unless you were like in the Special Forces, Green Berets or something, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah. So were you always like really lean and muscular and not quite so big, or were you big and fluffy and not so? How would you describe your physique before you really started eating like a bodybuilder?
I was big.
Yeah.
I had that typical powerlifter body. If you see some of my old pictures, you'll be like, okay, yeah. But I was strong in my legs, but I didn't have no legs.
Mm,
I can get on there and squat with the best. I can squat 500 for 20 reps, sit 4 5, drop set 20 reps, but my legs would not grow. They were
mm.
just strong.
Wow. So what made them actually start? What, because it sounds like you, when I hear that from powerlifters, I think, well, they were just doing like a couple reps. That's why their legs weren't growing. But you were doing higher reps. So what did you change that finally made your legs start growing? Because they definitely came up.
I was I was squatting and squeezing, and I'm like, everybody say squat is king. Okay, squat is king, but Flex Lewis told me one year, he was like, "Hey, stop squatting.
Hmm.
Do wide leg press. Get deep."
Hmm.
When he told me to do that, so I stopped squatting.
Hmm.
And my legs this was like after his show, from his show to Junior National.
Yeah.
I put like maybe 4 inches from Flex show to Junior National on my leg.
Wow.
But then that's how little my legs was though. But then like I started back squatting a little bit. And like for this year, I haven't really, I squatted maybe 2 times
Hmm.
from Chicago Pro last year to this show right here.
Yeah.
I've been just doing a lot of leg presses.
Hmm. So now I got to ask, because your hamstrings, they're really good now. And I remember just a year ago seeing you in Chicago, and when you hit your side shots, I'd see your hams are like, oh no, these hamstrings, they really need work. But you brought them up. How did you do it in just based on those pictures, you did it in 6 months. So what have you been doing for hams?
I took a page out of Nicholas.
Oh, we dropped the call. Still there? There you are.
Yeah. I took a page out of Nicholas Voulier, and
Oh,
you know that man got some legs on him.
yeah.
So I got to looking at how he was, cause he'll show you what he doing. So I'm like, okay, let me try his hamstring workout for a minute. And I just put a little twist of mine a little bit, but I did a lot of heels too. And they just came on out a little more.
So what is his workout? Because I've talked to him, but I don't think I've ever gotten his leg routine or anything.
Nicholas got he doing, put it like this, he do barbell, straight leg barbell, stiff leg barbell. He'll do the dumbbell, stiff leg. He laying down with the dumbbell in between his feet
Mm.
and doing the hams, seated dumbbell curls, and it was and I also threw like one leg dumbbells in there, standing, and I threw some seated one leg dumbbells in there too. I mean seated
Leg curls.
machines, yeah, leg curls. I threw that in there.
It worked.
Yeah.
So I actually met you and became aware of you through Kevin Levroni. He had you on his show one time and everything. So how did you end up meeting Kevin and becoming friends with him and becoming mentored by Kevin?
Kevin was at my first show.
Oh,
The very first show I did, you know, when I first seen him, looking at him like, this dude huge.
yeah.
He was getting ready for I think he just did a comeback, or he was getting ready to come back, get back on stage again, 2017.
Yep.
And I'm looking at him like, man, this dude huge. And when I seen him, I just told him, man, look, you one of my favorite bodybuilders growing up. You was one of the guys who really motivated me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him, and you like, hey, keep in touch. So he ended up coming to the gym that I was at too, also.
Hmm.
And from that moment right there, he told me, he said, man, we're gonna get you there.
Hmm. Yeah. So did he coach you at all for a while? How did he work with you?
Kevin helped me with some of my poses earlier. He put me through a workout one day. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. He worked hard. If in the videos that, if you ain't never been around him when he work out, you don't know. The videos really don't. It'll show Kevin, but in the gym with him, the man is a whole nother beast.
Yeah. And he's 55 years old now. This is it's pretty impressive when a 20-year-old can train like that, but when a guy's over 50 and he's still working that hard, it's a sight to see. So
Man, you know Kevin ain't aging, man. Him and Dexter is the only two bodybuilders that I know ain't aging.
I mean, I look at his face. There's not one wrinkle anywhere. Like nothing. Yeah, he's gonna live forever. But, I hope. So you turned pro in 2018, and you jumped right into Tampa Pro. What, a week or 2 weeks after you turned pro?
Yeah, about like two and a half weeks out
Yeah.
after that.
I mean, that's very rare that anybody jumps into the pro show that quickly. Did you figured I got my pro card. I'm gonna get right to it. What made you decide to hurry up and do a pro show that soon?
See, the thing was, I really wanted to do Chicago Pro then, because it was like the next weekend.
Mm.
And Sean Ray, I give him credit. He told me, man, go do Chicago. You going to the Olympia when you do this show here. Like I said, no knocking the guys who did Chicago that year. I think Craig Richards won that show then,
Yeah.
and he retired. He didn't even go to the Olympia.
Right.
I said, man, I should have did that show.
Mm. Oh, well.
But I did Tampa, you know. My body didn't respond good like I wanted to, because my body was tired. I was dying hard doing them shows back to back like that. But, you know, I still want to get on stage. I'm competitive like this. So I got on stage. I placed 11. I ain't complaining.
Yeah.
It's a learning thing.
So 2019, you did much better. You did do the Chicago Pro. You took seventh, Then Puerto Rico pro. Geez, if Eduardo Correa, one of the greatest 212 bodybuilders of all time, hadn't showed up, you would have won your first pro show in Puerto Rico. But second place, man, come on, that's pretty damn great for that was your third pro show ever, and like I said, you lost to a legend. Was that a good feeling to do that well, knowing that you were just really starting out?
Yeah, man. Listen, that show right there opened my eyes. It showed me something about a top tier bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder. It's a difference from these guys. A lot of guys like, well, I thought we were going, okay. I walked through the amateurs or whatever, but I'm looking at, okay, how this pro gonna be. When I got on stage with Eduardo, the man got muscle. You can look at him and tell that he put in work. 'Cause I think, matter of fact, he just came back where he did the New York.
Yeah.
But he was coming back off of an injury also too, though. So he was kind of good and fresh though. But like backstage, me and Eduardo, we were backstage side by side with each other the whole time.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, man. I take my hat off to him.
Yeah, I had him winning. I was at New York Pro. I really had him winning that show.
Yeah,
To me,
yeah.
Yeah, long story.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he's very good. So, after that, you've always, I give you a lot of credit because some guys, if they don't win, they just think the judges are idiots. People don't know what they're looking at. But, you asked people for constructive criticism. And not only that, you actually followed through and did what the people said, because you talked to a few people. I was one of them. And I said, man, with the arms like that, your arms are fantastic. You really need shoulders that are just crazy. And your shoulders were already very good. But I said to match those arms, your shoulders need to come out, your hamstrings, your quads, everything I said, you did it. You did it in a year's time. I mean, there's so many guys that have asked me for constructive criticism, and they never ever make those improvements. Never. Years and years go by, and they still look exactly the same. So I give you a lot of credit. You've changed dramatically in 1 year. You are most improved as for IFBB Pro this year that I know of. So
I appreciate that.
How hard have you been working? It seems like you've been working your butt off, man.
Put it like this, Ron. I had to change my workouts up because first, I was doing one body part a week, but then I switched it up. I started doing it twice a week. Took a page out of Ronnie Coleman book just to see how things was gonna go. Do a lot of dumbbells with a workout. Then the next one I do the bar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then I had to realize, train smart. Guys like Dexter Jackson stay in the game for what? He don't get no injuries.
Yeah.
So train smart, but train hard though. So I started putting together. I ain't got to bench 500 or squat 600 to build my legs and back up. I just got to work that muscle to the fullest. That's what I've been doing. Like if you tell me, I don't want to hear that, oh, you look good. No, that's what my friends are supposed to tell me. I don't need that. I want somebody like you. You got that eye. You gonna tell it straight how it is, no matter what. And that's the criticism that I want. If I'm lacking in it, give it to me. That's what I want.
Yeah. It's funny. Sergio Oliva says, Ron, you're one of the only guys who will tell me this body part sucks or that body. Nobody else will tell me. They'll say, oh, no, dude, you look great. Those judges are idiots. But you know what? Those are the guys that never win anything because they have all these people in their corner saying, you're perfect. You're perfect. You're going to win. That does not do you any favors. It's people telling you what you need to work on. I'm sure Kevin was that way. That's how I can't lie to people because that doesn't do you any good. It might boost your ego, but then you go to your show and you lose. That's not going to feel very good. So yeah, I mean, you followed through. So did you stick with the Ronnie routine, or are you still doing everything twice a week, or did you back off from that?
Like they said, if it ain't broke, that's what I'm sticking with.
Okay, because I mean that's not many people can really can stick with that routine. It's 6 days a week, right?
I'm 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm talking about not missing a beat.
Yeah.
I be tired, but hey, if I don't do this, somebody else, the guy next to me, okay, all right, he might get that nudge because he did the extra.
Yeah.
The extra count.
Yeah. So what did you weigh when you turned pro back in 2018?
198.
198. Okay. What are you weighing right now?
209, 208.
Wow. I mean, it looks like a lot more. It just shows you what an illusion it is. 10 pounds of quality muscle. It's a lot of muscle. You
Yeah,
people say, oh,
people think you. It's hard putting on muscle, Ron. A lot of people think, okay, I'm gonna get big. I'm gonna get big. You can get big all you want to,
yeah,
but there ain't gonna be no quality muscle. Anybody can drink. You can drink plenty of fluid or go out there and eat fat food and you know what I'm saying, put weight on. But you just got to work that much more harder to get it off. And when it do come off, you be wondering, why do I still look the same as I did last year?
yeah. Your prep. It seems like how long has Andrew Vu been your coach?
He just started this year
Okay.
in January.
Because condition wise, you're already the pictures I see. You're already in better shape than you've been ever on stage, as far as I can tell. Is that about right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
So
talking about this prep here. You know, when you do stuff like that, you got to give your full attention to the person.
yeah,
Cause it ain't just your name that's getting put out there, it's their name too.
yeah,
And I got Andrew doing my nutrition, Dwayne Hampton doing my training, and putting them two together, that's a mean combination right there.
absolutely. Yeah, people say it's not a team sport. It's just one guy up on stage, but every champion on stage had a team supporting him that helped him get to that point. And you're no different. You've got some people in your corner. Um, big news is you have a brand new supplement sponsor. You signed with Blackstone Labs. How did that
Yes,
come
sir.
about? Yeah, I mean that can first of all, congratulations, major
Thank you.
company. So every bodybuilder dreams of being with a big company, and you're there now. So how did that happen?
You know, I've been talking to PJ for a minute now. Me and PJ was talking back in the day, and he used to tell me, man, you don't want to be with me. PJ wouldn't sign, he wouldn't give me no contract for nothing,
Huh.
but he'll send me some supplements.
Oh,
So I said, man, look, PJ, what we gonna do? What you need? He'll send me something. So, then we finally got a chance to we had a talk and we got some things understood. And there it is. Like I tell a lot of people, it ain't no different from nobody else out there. Everybody wanna be sponsored. But everybody ain't gonna get or can't get sponsored. I was reaching out to a lot of companies, Ron.
mm,
I'm talking about I'm working myself trying to get a sponsor.
yeah,
But PJ the only one that took a chance on it. And I thank him for that. I'm talking about I really do appreciate it. Cause I ain't one of them bodybuilders run where all right, I got sponsors, I'm comfortable now. No, that just make me go harder.
mm, yeah. People, a lot of bodybuilders don't. They should realize, especially if they're younger, that it's not like the old days when these supplement companies they used to just throw crazy money. Like, dude, Muscle Tech used to give so many guys so much money to just sit home and play video games and go to the gym and everything. But social media changed the game in a huge, huge way. So there's a lot of people that just have discount codes or whatever. They're not really sponsored. If you're actually sponsored, you're among the elite now. So that's you right now. There's very few people that have what I call a real sponsorship where they're getting paid to represent a company. It's a rare thing these days. So congrats.
Yeah.
What are your favorite Blackstone products, and which ones have really been most useful during this prep?
The chosen, the evaporate, the isolation, protein. It's a few. The halo. I'm talking about it's about a combination of what you're taking. When you find that right combination and you see it working with your body, and your body, like, if I go to sleep one day, I might wake up, okay, well, I go to sleep 3 pounds over from where I was, but I wake up, them 3 pounds gone down, and you seeing your body change every day like that,
Yeah.
you got to stick with that combination. So it's a combination of Blackstone products that I've been using. They work.
Yeah. So how long have you been using Blackstone products? You just recently signed with them, but you've been using them for how long?
I've been using it probably about 2 years now.
Okay. So that's what a lot of guys say, but I think I actually believe you because everyone will say, "Well, I've been using their products for a long time anyway." But it sounds like PJ actually was hooking you up because he saw the potential in you and everything. Has he talked to you about, because he likes to mentor athletes too? Has he talked about working with you personally?
No, we haven't got to that talking about that. But I'm like I say, Ron, I'm willing to take advice from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the one that won't listen. If you got some advice to tell me, I'm gonna listen to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know you do. I got to ask about the quarantine. How did that affect you at all? Were you able to keep training the whole time?
Man, what quarantine?
We had a quarantine. We had this virus thing. You didn't hear about it?
I missed that part.
Oh,
It's like right now outside out there, it's a full weight set outside. So, I can go, I ain't really miss a beat. I can get up and do my cardio and I can train outside right here and don't be bothered.
so you were training at home most of this time, right?
Yeah.
But Tennessee opened up pretty soon. They quicker than most states, I believe. I want to say it's almost 2 months ago they opened up again the gyms, right?
Yeah, Tennessee probably one of 5 states that opened up before everybody else.
Based on
It's
cases.
certain areas anyway. The area that I'm in, the gym was open.
Wow. Yeah. I mean that's huge because I'm curious to see this Tampa Pro how if everyone's going to be in top condition with the size and everything like they normally have, or if some people you're going to be able to tell that they weren't able to train the way they wanted to. But most pros that I've talked to, they were training the whole time, one way or another. It's your job. You're a pro bodybuilder. You need to train. What are you going to do? But I got to ask you another thing: was this the first? We had shows that should have happened by now. Many shows that were postponed or canceled. Was Tampa the first choice? Was that the show that you were thinking about doing all along, or were you going to do like New York Pro or something else that hadn't happened yet?
I thought about New York for real, but my first show was gonna be Indy because I wanted to see them guys like Aaron Pilates. I like that guy. I wanted to be on stage with him. Then they pushed it back. So Boston come around. Okay, first time Boston show.
Yeah.
I said I'm finna go win Boston. Get my name on the book as the first time winner. That got pushed back. Puerto Rico get pushed back. So I'm like, what's next? Then they said Dallas, but I don't think Dallas was gonna do the 212 this year.
Right.
So that was out the question. Even though they got pushed back too, Chicago got pushed back. So I'm like, where that lead me at? New York, Tampa.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can do Tampa, but I want to go do Puerto Rico since I got second. I want to go back and win. They love me down there in Puerto Rico, and I love them. They showed me good hospitality down there.
Yeah. Huh. So how many weeks have you been in prep now?
I can't even tell you. It's too long.
I mean, I saw you end of January when I was down there, and I think you were just starting or about to start prep back then. Is that right?
Yeah, I was just getting started.
So wow, here we are. It's almost August. That's so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I commend you and anybody else that's doing Tampa because to be able to prepare for getting ready for a show, it's hard enough, but to not know for sure that the show's going to happen, I don't know how you mentally deal with that. How do you get up and do your cardio? How do you, say no to that piece of cheesecake someone's trying to shove in your face when you're like, I don't even know if my show is going to happen. Did you just proceed the whole time as if it's happening on this date, no matter what, and I'm not even going to think of anything else?
Yeah, I kept training and on my dad, like, okay, I'm keep going unless they say that it's over with. And it's like every time it get down to them last 3 weeks, show counts. Now I'm looking at it like, what if I would have ate that burger or that pizza?
Yeah.
Would I would have been all right? But I just kept with my dad though. Forget a burger, forget a pizza. Next show. That burger and that pizza gonna come. It ain't going the grocery stores and the restaurants gonna always be around. But ain't nothing like getting that win.
True. Well, you know what? We were running out of stuff like chicken breasts at the grocery stores, but I don't think pizza ever was sold out. I don't think burgers were ever sold out. You could always get that stuff no matter what was going on.
Well, down here it was like certain kind of ground beef down here. It was kind of hard to get because people are running there and buy it all. So I started getting up like 7 o'clock in the morning, going to the grocery store, and I'm finna spend a couple of dollars on mine because I can't eat that 73. I went buying that 80 ground beef now.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to go. I think everyone watching this probably had the experience of going for the first time in our lives as Americans, seeing empty shelves in a grocery store. You know, other countries probably deal with food shortages, but this is America, man. We're the land of plenty. This was the first time we've ever dealt with. I can't find any chicken. I can't find any lean ground beef. That's crazy. Oh, is that your
Yeah.
waist train? So you just loosened up your waist trainer.
Whew. I
Yeah.
can breathe now.
Yeah, I got to ask you that's one of the companies that you represent on your Instagram. What's that? What's that company with the waist trainers?
Oh, Paragon Waste. Yeah, that's with Santi.
Santi Aragon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good guy. You know, I met him down there in Puerto Rico. And
Yep.
I told him, I said, man, I need one of them waist trainers. He was like, huh? I said, yeah, I need one of them waist trainers. You know, good dude, man. You know what he told me?
Hmm.
Send me your address. What
Nice.
size you need? I said a small.
Hmm.
At the time, I'm 240, 245. I told him I need a small.
That couldn't have fit. There's no way.
It fitted.
We can't breathe, right?
No, I was good though. You know, I could take my hand and still stick it up in there and everything.
Yeah, so do you feel it actually has helped make your waist smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it ain't just that. It's all about that diet too. You can put that waist train on all day if you want to. If your diet ain't good, you might well take that thing off.
Yeah. He's going to be in 212 this year with you. He's moving up from classic to 212 for next
Yeah.
weekend. So you'll see him.
He want Andrew guys too. It's like maybe three of us in that's working with Andrew.
Yeah. I mean, I'm psyched. I think Tampa's going to be I think the 212 is going to be more competitive than the Open at this particular show. It looks like they just put
You
up a
know,
partial list today.
yeah, that's what we doing. We trying to take over the 212 guys. We trying to put a show on to where okay, we deserve to be back in the honor.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have some star power coming up. I was a little worried for a minute when Flex Lewis retired, Jose retired, Eduardo's probably not going to be around too much longer. Dave Henry's probably only got a limited amount of time left. I'm like, oh no, all the stars they're leaving. But then we have guys like you coming up, Derek Lunsford, George Peterson obviously moving up is exciting. Keon moving up. So the 212 it's not in any danger. Everything's going to be fine with 212. I'm not worried anymore. Thank God.
Yeah, 212 gonna be there, man. We just got to make it to where we get a lot of recognition like the open guys. We ain't as big as them guys, but for us to be in our bracket though, we some nice looking guys, and our condition gonna be there. On 212 guys, that's one thing you gonna see.
Yeah.
Cause you slacking in your condition, you might well not even show up, man.
I was just talking to another guy who's going to be up there with you, Justin Randall. And that's what I said to him. I said, I've been to many pro shows where you look at the open guys are up on stage, and there's maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 guys out of like 20 that'll be in really good condition. And the rest are like, eh. And a couple of them will be like way off. 212 lineup, maybe one guy will be out of shape, maybe one. Usually everyone's just shredded.
Yeah, that's my guy, Justin. We did we just did Puerto Rico together.
Yeah, he got 5th in Puerto Rico. Yep.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
I talked to Justin too though.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him. Weapon Nix.
Derek Oslin, yeah.
And I got to get, if anybody know bodybuilding, this the OG out of all of us, the 212. You know who I'm finna say.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, it's a real privilege to get on stage with a guy that you grew up looking at. His size and height was killing some of the tall guys.
Yeah.
Derek Farnsworth, I can't wait to meet him, man. I'm talking about, that's one name right there. I'm really excited to see this man.
Hey, you got to say happy birthday to him is it Friday? Yeah. He turns 50 on Friday.
Yeah, that's good.
So he's getting up there. he's not he'll be my age. I'll be 51, but still, that's pretty amazing to see. It's cool because you're 42 and you're just starting out. Your body looks fresh. There's no muscle tears. There's no, I mean, you're getting better and better. Whereas in the old days, by the time a bodybuilder was like 35 or 36, they were on the way down. They were on the way out. It was very, very rare. Like Al Beckles was the one older guy. You rarely saw anybody 40 years old or up on a pro stage. If you did, it was like, this is a guy that used to look good. Now he sucks, but it's kind of sad. But now you see people in their prime, like you're not even at your prime yet. I think you're going to get better and better for another 2, 3, 4 years before you're 100% of where you're going to be, you know, because the improvements I've seen you make just in the past couple of years, very, very significant. If you improve that much again from now to 2 years from now, you know, lights out. These guys are all in big trouble. Not that they're not in trouble now. I think you're going to be somebody that they all have to pay a lot of attention to in a few days here in Tampa. If people don't know who Bo Lewis is, they're going to know very, very soon. Absolutely.
Sure is.
And because this show is going to get some serious eyes on it, because we've all been waiting for a pro show now for, geez, half a year almost. You know, we should have had like 10 pro shows by now, and we didn't.
Yeah.
So everyone's waiting. Please let us have a pro show to watch, please. So
And we on pay-per-view this year. That make it even better.
Yeah.
You don't see that much. If it ain't the Honor or the Olympia, what show you gonna see on pay-per-view?
I can't even remember the last time Arnold or Olympia was on pay-per-view. I think Olympia had pay-per-view maybe 5 or 6 years ago was the last time. It's just been like
about 5-6 years ago.
It's been a while. So yeah, that is a big step. So yeah, very, very excited for you, for everyone in Tampa. It's gonna be a cool thing to have everyone back in a contest setting again. It's been so long. Yeah. We need to get back to real life, back to normal.
Yeah. This stuff sucks, man. You know. It's hindering a lot of people at the same time. Then I just say, well, some gyms just open up. And I hate it for the people who ain't got no equipment at home and just got to use bands. But, you know, life will throw you a curveball. It's all about what you got, what you make of it too, though.
Yeah. New York and New Jersey, still no gyms open. And California just shut down their gyms again. They had them open, and now they're closed down again. So crazy times. 2020, man. This is a year we're probably not going to look back on as the greatest year of our lives. 2020. It was like a strange year, but
Yeah.
Going to be a good year for you. I really believe that, Bo. I really believe this Tampa show is going to be a breakout show for you. A lot of people are going to take notice of you that might not have really been aware of who you were before. Now they're going to know. So. Good job on all the improvements. You worked so hard, and it showed. You know, now I'm glad you get to show people everything you've been working so hard on. Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Cool. So that's it. I will see you in a few days in Florida. And everybody, make sure you tune in Friday and Saturday, musculardevelopment.com. We'll be doing play-by-play, putting up pictures, videos. And, of course, Tim Gardner's going to have a pay-per-view stream, webcast of the show. You guys, there's many ways to watch this show and see how he does. This man, Bo. I think you'll be okay.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Tim Gardner, man, for putting this show on and, you know, putting it on TV like it did. They doing a really good job down there. And I appreciate them doing it.
Yeah. I mean, Tim, it would have been so easy for Tim to just cancel this. Very easy. There was a lot of pressure on him from people, but he stood his ground and he's making this thing happen. So, yeah, props to Tim, man. It could not be easy.
I'm going to shake his hand when I see him down there, though.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you doing this just a few days before the show. I know you're dieting hard, looking shredded, and I can't wait to see what you got for us.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ronline Report with this man, Bo Lewis, 212 Pro. You'll see him in a few days on stage at the Tampa Pro. Thanks for watching.